Good morning friends, I am Dr. Anirudh Vij and today we will be discussing about hernia. A hernia is said to be present when an organ within our body moves from its normal location to an abnormal location within the body. This happens when there is a defect in the compartment of the body in which the organ is located, which allows such a movement to take place. This defect may be present at birth, which means that it is a congenital hernia, or this defect may be acquired later in life, which means that it is an acquired hernia. The most common site for hernia is the abdomen. In males, it is usually located in the groin area. It can be one-sided or both-sided, and it can occur at any stage of life, starting right from birth till old age. The cause of such a groin hernia in young age of life, that is in infancy or childhood, is because of the persistence of an embryonic tract that connects the abdomen to the scrotum. This is the pathway through which the testes descend from the abdominal cavity into the scrotum during the embryonic life. Failure of closure of this pathway at the time of birth leads to a potential area of weakness through which the abdominal contents descend into the scrotum and lead to formation of hernia. Such a weakness can also occur in later life at the time of old age because of a weakness of the intra-abdominal muscles as a result of chronic straining by constipation or coughing, and lead to development of hernia in the older age group. In females, the most common location of hernia is at the umbilical area. This happens mostly at the time of pregnancy or after childbirth when there is weakness of the abdominal musculature. Other sites of hernia may be at the incisions of previous surgery on the abdomen due to weakness of the tissues there. Hiatal hernia can occur when the upper part of the stomach migrates through a defect in the diaphragm into the chest and can lead to reflux and heartburn. Rare varieties of hernia include the lumbar hernias, the paraspinal hernias, and hernias within the muscular tissues of the abdomen. The diagnosis of hernia is usually by clinical examination. It presents as a visible swelling on the abdomen. This swelling usually is present at the time of coughing, straining, and increases on exertion and usually disappears on lying down. When the hernia becomes complicated by obstruction or strangulation, there can be a severe pain in this swelling. This is the time when the contents of the hernia may become blocked, and this leads to obstruction, which is followed by abdominal distension and vomiting. In case the blood supply of the contents also gets blocked, it is known as a strangulation of the hernia, which becomes a surgical emergency because urgent surgery is required to rescue the dead and devitalized tissues. The diagnosis of hernia can be confirmed with the help of ultrasound of an abdomen, and sometimes a CT scan may be required to find out the contents of the hernia and know about the complicating factors. The natural history of hernia is that of progression. It usually increases in size with time, and there may be complications of obstruction and strangulation. So, as soon as the diagnosis of hernia is made, it requires treatment, and the treatment for hernia is not by any medical management or medicines. It requires surgery. The principles of hernia surgery are repair of the defect which is making up the hernia with the help of sutures, and then reinforcement of tissues by placement of a mesh to prevent recurrence. Thus, surgery for hernia can be done by open method or by laparoscopy, and these days most of the surgeries are being done by the laparoscopic approach. In case of open surgery, an incision is made on the tissues at the site of hernia, the defect is repaired and the mesh is placed overlying the musculature. In laparoscopic surgery, the incisions are made far away from the site of the hernia, and this prevents weakness of the already weakened hernial tissues. And also in laparoscopic surgery, there is less post-operative pain, faster recovery, less chances of infection and lesser blood loss. Also, a larger mesh can be placed in laparoscopic surgery, which prevents the recurrence in the future. Hence, laparoscopic surgery is the preferred method for treatment of any intra-abdominal hernia.